Hey, I'm Brian McCulloch here with Big Wheel Coaching, and I'm here for my second attempt at the Belgian Waffle ride, Cedar City, the hell of southern Utah. I'm super excited to share with you my BMC Unrestricted. It's a pretty awesome deal. We were just doing a couple of laps of the vendor area, so I picked up some Monster, because you can never have enough of that. I'm gonna have plenty of that in the morning. But first thing you'll notice about my BMC Unrestricted is no cables. Love that. I'm a big fan of that. Thank you, BMC. But I've got these rippin' NVAR bars. They are new last year and they're just coming into their own. There's so many comfortable places to be. There's a crazy 4-mile, it might even be 5-mile turnpike single track here. And so with these bars, I can really get into the drops with my Shimano GRX hoods. I can use one finger actuating the brakes. Makes it really good when you're ripping through some single track dirt. I also have special edition IRC double cross 38C tires. These ones are my favorite. I had the option to go with the 42s, but I just love these 38s. They served me really well here last year. I had a great ride with them last year. I got the Hardman Award, which I'm very humbled to have received that, but definitely the Boken Double Cross 38s are my absolute favorite. I love these tires, and it mated to my NVG 23 wheels. You know, I'm throwing out a lot of names here, but I'm telling you, these NVs are amazing. They're my favorite wheels. They climb well, they ride well in the wind, they ride great in the dirt, they're super compliant. Really, really happy with those wheels, and I would actually ride them all the time if they would let me, but I have to have road wheels sometimes. But anyway, also, you want to notice here, there's a little custom situation here. My clutch has received a little extra attention from the guys at Wrench House, so it holds real nice and tight. So it might look like it's off, but believe it or not, off is actually off, or on is off, excuse me. So got a little extra attention from the Wrench House crew to make sure everything is good, make sure the clutch is nice and tight, because we're going to be ripping some single track.
How are you geared?
For gearing, last year I had a 42 on the front and an 1142 in the rear. This year I have an 1146 on the rear and a 42 at the front. Why did I do that? Well, last year Canaraville, the climb of the Canaraberg, I can't remember exactly how it's called in the race Bible, but it was just brutal. It was powdery, it was blown out, silty, sandy, everything made it really tough. So I did it with a 42-42 1-to-1 ratio, and now I would like to have the 46 available in case you need it. This year the conditions are a little bit faster, so I don't think I'll be using the 46, but I want to have it just in case, because you just never know out on the roads of the Belgian Waffle ride.
Tell me about your pedals.
All right. One thing that I don't get to talk about often enough are my Expedo Cxr Pedals. They're super light. They come in all these really cool colors, so they get to match my bike, but they're based on a Shimano SPD platform, so you can get into them really quick. They're in and out really nice, quick and light, but they're also really durable, completely rebuildable, which is totally awesome. So like if I get in a situation where a bearing goes out, or because we ride in all sorts of really, really inclement conditions, sometimes these have to be rebuilt, so to keep them nice and solid. So really, really like my Expedo pedals. And then that obviously same kind of program here is my Velo saddle. I want you to kind of take a peek here at my Velo saddle. These little grippers here are super cool. This is the Velo Senso TT saddle. I really, really like this saddle. I've got it on all of my bikes, but I really like this little gripper here, because a lot of the time when we're going hard in the race, we're on the nose of the saddle going really hard, and having that little extra grip is always nice, and it doesn't tear up the kit, which is very important. You always say, want to look good and go fast. So all that stuff's good. We'll have some
Cedar stem.
oh yeah,
Shot of the inspiration.
so we've got, it says by strength and courage. So in Scottish, my last name McCulloch is Scottish, and in Scotland we all have we have a tartan, and on our tartan it says Vai e Animo, which means by strength and courage. So I didn't really think about that too much till I had a child, and now all of a sudden it's something that's important. I want to teach him real well, and so we try to use that as a family inspiration, and hopefully I can live up to that tomorrow on the roads of the Belgian Waffle ride.
What do we got for the cages down here?
We've got some Arundel cages here. These little rubber bands, they're super helpful because we're going to go across some really bouncy stuff. So I really like these Arundel cages. They keep my Monster bottles in here, and yeah, I will have Monster in these tomorrow. I like to do a little secret sauce where I do about 2/3 Monster, probably of Super Sport. I really like this stuff with the BCAAs, and then I add another third of water, but that's kind of my own special mix. I make my own bottles with it, but it's really been, I've enjoyed using the Monster this year, and I've used it sparingly in the past, and now I'm really using it a lot, and I really like it.
Now, is this tunable?
On the BMC unrestricted, you have this kind of compression ISO speed. Well, I don't think it's called ISO speed actually. What do we call this thing? There's a name for it, and I should know it, but I don't. But this is tunable here. There's a couple of bolts in here where you can squeeze this down tighter to make it run rigid, or I have it very loose right now so that it's very soft. So we have a little soft ride rear suspension. That's really helpful in the dirt, certainly off-road in the big rocks here. We have really big round rock here at Cedar City, but we also have flat, sharp rock. So to be able to tune it is really important. Now, I like the fact that this BMC URS has the ability to tune that rear suspension, so to speak, but it's at least a soft ride, and I really, really like it.
What do you keep in your bag?
My bag.
Yeah.
All I have here is a tube, tool, and tire lever. Why? That's probably a little light, but at the end of the day, we're racing here. If I was going to go for a training ride, I would have a bigger bag that had more tools, certainly chain and stuff like that. But Belgian Waffle Ride Cedar City is really well supported, so if I get in a bad situation, there will be support out there. But for most races, I would have more than this, but I'll pack really light today.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thanks, Pure Gravel.